Alright, so here is my giant shop. It is 100 or about a half or so inches by 50 inches. It was made to the scale of 1 inch per foot. So we have two main entrances to the shop from the classrooms. We got one classroom entrance over here, one over here. We also have our first aid kit, as well as an entrance to the office, and a water bottle storage rack for students in between all that. So we first start with our storage closet, where it's a giant tool storage room with shelves along the walls, as well as PPE storage, and then another storage rack, and then wire and electrode storage. All the measurements for all the different things are marked in there based on feet. We then are going to go over to our activity areas. So we got a large demo area there, as well as two different teacher workbenches, so that two different teachers can work out at the same shop and teach various lessons, as well as a teacher toolbox there as well, to make it where we're not running to the tool room. Next, we get into our woodworking area. So we have some various tool stations, such as drill presses, band saws, and then 4-miter saw stations over there, and then one along this wall. And this way is going to be an interior wall, not exterior. And then over here we have 5 different workstations. Each one has a 4x4 workbench that's able to break apart into two 2x4 foot module workbenches. Each one also has a tool cart to go along with it, so that tools commonly used for different activities, such as engines with sockets and wrenches, and then common wood tools such as saws, hammers, screwdrivers, etc. So then we have along this wall right here in this corner, we have our door to our electrical closet. Then we have some scrap wood area, as well as plywood storage, and then wood storage, as well as it being both vertical and horizontal storage to allow us to have just piles and piles of 2x4 while storing vertically, standing up all our bigger boards, such as 2x6s, 8s, 12s, etc. So we also have one area over here, an 8-foot by 8-foot area for the table saw. That way you have plenty of clearance to get an entire full sheet of plywood any way you'd like through it. Moving along upwards, we have our metal storage rack. It is stationed there so that when we get down later, we can take metal straight from the storage rack all the way through the table area and to our chop saw station down there. So then moving on to this side, we have more walkway in between the metal storage rack, as well as some other tools. We have 3 different belt and disc sander pedestal stations. They're both 4-foot by 4-foot, and pedestal grindstone and wire wheel stations, and we have 3 of those. There is a wall separating the 2 of them. Next, moving down to our exterior wall area. Actually, first, right by our tool storage room, we also have a grinder storage area for our grinders, as well as on the outside wall of our storage closet, we have nut bolt storage, as well as any cutoffs from plasma cuttings, such as letters and shapes that may be used by students. Next, we go to our drill presses. We got 3 drill presses over here, just to allow us to have metal drill presses and then woodworking ones as well, kept separate due to them being done up for very different materials and speeds. Next, we have our sink and eye wash station area to allow kids to wash up. We also have an exit door over here to allow students to exit in case of fire or other emergencies. Then we have more walkway. Next, we get to 2 large project work areas. Both are going to be 20-foot by 20-foot. These are to allow students to work on various giant projects such as deer stands, trailers, if they want to fix up a car with mechanics, sure, just to allow them to have enough room. These could be further broken up into what our next section is, which is a 10-foot by 10-foot square. I have 4 of them for medium-sized projects to allow kids to have an area where all their stuff can be in one spot and no one will mess with it and they won't lose it. Okay.
So, going back to between our storage areas.
We have some tables stored in the center. We got 2 4x8 metal wheeled tables. Therefore, are 2 different large work areas. So if students need tables, they can take the table from that middle area, move it over to their area, and use it. As well as for our 10-foot areas, we do have 4 4-foot by 4-foot 4-foot by 4-foot square metal rolling work tables that they can move. Next will be more of our stick welding area. It's about a 20 by 20 area in compass. So it includes 12 different welding booths all along the outside. This allows me to be able to stand at my metal teacher welding table and be able to look and make sure all students are working properly and not goofing off like they occasionally like to. Next, we got 2 different water tanks, one over here to allow kids to quench their metal. And with my teacher work area, it allows me also to show demonstrations while also having kids be able to have plenty of room to see. Then we got 2 different scrap metal bins, as well as an open electrode storage area with our metal scrap bins being 3 foot by 3 foot, and our electrode storage area being 1.5 by 3 foot. Next, we have our oxy-fuel setups. It'll work. So we have 4 different oxy-fuel tables. These tables are linked up to 2 different carts that are split between the tables, allowing kids to cut, weld, do whatever they need with oxy-fuel systems. We also have an 8-foot roll-up garage door down at this exit as well as an exterior wall and a fire extinguisher, as we're dealing with all the fire now here. We also have an exterior wall along this side as well. Next, we get over to an exit door by the garage door to allow kids to escape in case of emergencies. And we're moving into our gas metal arc welding area, another roughly 20 foot by 20 foot section where we have 12 different welding booths all throughout. We have a couple bleeding over due to the exit door. We once again have 2 scrap metal bins, 3 foot by 3 foot, 2 water tanks, 2 foot by 1 foot, and then a teacher demo area so that kids can watch me with not having an issue seeing me. We do have a lot of open space that could be utilized for project creation and storage. Next, we'll move into what the favorite part of our shop is, our giant 5 foot by 10 foot plasma table, taking up about 6 feet by 12 feet of area due to all the technology and plasma cutter. We also have a chop saw station right positioned straight down from our metal storage rack so that kids can just drag metal on down to their saw and drag it on back, and it'd be less of a headache with transportation. We also have a sheet metal storage cart. Then our forklift, a storage area for it so that it stays in one spot when we don't use it. We have our fuel cylinders over here, including argon, CO2 mixture, propane, and acetylene. And that brings us to our large area as well. Over here, the other details I missed. We have our oxygen cylinder storage area, 2 foot by 3 foot. Another 8 foot garage door similar to the one down on the other end. I believe that is it for our giant shop. Yeah. Yeah. That is all I see. Oh, this way is, of course, an exterior wall as well.
And just so you can see, it's 50 inches wide. We're going from one edge. So I'm going to pick up my corner. 1 inch all the way down till we hit 50.
So that is it for the giant 1 to 12 scale workshop. Originally, I was basing it more on the workshop I'm currently in, and then trying to redesign some components. And I quickly realized I would rather have hand drawn it than use my cutouts, and it led to me just saying I might as well make it giant and more imaginable. Thank you.